tying these two videos together, video 2 for Monday morning, trying to make them about 8 minutes so I can get them all up, and I'll just number them by the day, by the video number. People want to continue to watch. Here comes a market open. About 26 seconds. There's no play here. If it would have stayed flat like this, it's a no-brainer. You could put an order here and an order here. No matter which way that big pop, initial push and balance comes, then you could just get right out. See green, take green. But here, we've sold off pre-market pretty hard here. 8 seconds to the actual open. I'm going to be on the button, though, to take whatever balance we get on the imbalances. Whatever balance that we get on the imbalances, we'll have to take that. Let's wait and see, though.
Good morning.
Hello there. Let's wait and see. Got the open here. 21 seconds in. Very even, so there's really nothing I can do. That opening print was not good, chat, because we had too much sell-off there leading into the open. So I could not take that play. Did not take that play. Would not take that play. What we're going to do now is we're going to wait for a setup. Even though we're retracing all of that, we're doing on very equal volume on your QuickBooks. So no trade for me. I just don't. It's just too dangerous right there. That's too dangerous. The play would be to straddle your orders if it would have just continued into the opening as it was going here. That's a no-brainer. You put a buy order here, a sell order there, get ready to flatten as soon as you see some profit. So now what we're going to do is wait and see what the 1 minute candle does. Look how big that tail is. So we got to wait here. Gurus think we're going to have to at least fill down to 24,800. That's not a full gap fill, but if it gets to 24,800, it makes a rotation. It's still very bullish. And so let's see if that's what's going to happen here. I don't know. I just don't know. We're going to wait and see what the market does. There's a break of 1 minute. Let's see what it does here. Minute and 30 into the market, so patience is king here. No reason not to be very patient. Crazy market, crazy pre-market and overnight markets. Just ripped up. Got through the VWAP at the close and really never looked back. Got one of those interesting emails. We closed your position. I had taken a short thinking that we would still go down, but I set my loss limit in there. And so first email like that I've gotten in the aftermarket. Where is the volume button? Right there for him. You starting the music already this morning, Tim?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you hear the Bookmap song going? Let's see here. Let's get a little bit more in here. Volume is weaning off. It was too equal for me. If this little push up right here would have had an imbalance on the pulse indicator on Bookmaps, then I would have taken it, taken along and try to ride that up. But being right in the middle of all the moving averages, right in the middle of the linear, and with that big sell-off we had before we got the opening bell, that's a nice V recovery back to where I would have liked to have had a long. But and I don't want to FOMO this, and it's kind of gone too far. I don't want to chase it either. So we still got that gap that's down there around 800 even that probably needs to be filled. So I'm looking for either a breakout of the 5 or I'm looking for a breakdown of the VWAP to take a quick scalp. And so that's kind of what I'm looking for. If not, we're going to wait for the 15 and be looking for the same things. Those little breakouts with volume, with the impulse, and or breakdowns with impulse to take quick little micro scalps. While AI is now watching all Mag 7 for me and sending me text messages in real time, 500 millisecond latency on my Mag 7. Put all the indicators you would think you want in there, your MACD, your RSI, your volume spikes, and then on the 1 minute chart. So when it happens on the 1 minute, we get indicators. Just like we got the indicator there to start that said the opening trade was it said it was a 15% less likely to work. And then it said that it was probably a red light. And I see why, because it was worried about the VIX and the volatility. Now, if it would have been in here and we took the short, it'd been a hell of a trade. We'd already be done today, but that was pre-market and there was zero volumes, under 500,000 in volume. You see now we're up to 4 and 5 million. Having a little rollover. Yeah, can't get through those EMAs. There's no direction yet. Still putting in the high and low of the 15-minute candle. Still got a little ways to go on a 15-minute candle, about 9 minutes. We are 51 and 57. See, we're 6 at 55, 59. We're about 4 to 5 seconds behind on our book maps. So I'll have mine up and running by tomorrow for sure. I got everything over the weekend, Tim, but I couldn't get a hold of tech support, and the zip file that you have to upload to get those widgets for the sounds and the impulse is not jiving. I don't know if I got it mismatched or something. I got something wrong for sure. And so I got to get on chat after this and see what they got. I did everything that Grok told me to do, but it just keeps saying invalid file structure. Sure, I got something wrong or I didn't name something right. All right, let's see if we can get consolidation here, and then maybe we can develop another trade. Here be a flat top, flat bottom. We're on the ones, but still a big range, 885, 68, still a big range. I like for this consolidate in a tighter range, and then we'll play the breakout or breakdown of that range for a quick scalp. 5-minute candle is in, and yeah, I'll see it's just huge. There's your opening 5-minute range right there. Until you get to 15, those lines will stay the same unless it goes around it. But once you get to the 15, these lines will stay stationary, and then you can see everything after the 15-minute mark, what's breaking down and not. Coming to the bottom of the half of the bottom half of the bottom half of the linear, we're below all moving averages. So I'm really looking to take a trade if it breaks down in this area, and then we have a continuation. That VWAP break is always powerful, and look, it's sitting at the low of that first 5-minute candle. So if we sell off down in here and we get some impulse confirmation, this will probably be a good trade right here. Just that first initial spike down past the VWAP, in and out. Just a quick scalp right down there. I'm looking for that. Some people say they're going to run this thing to 25,000 and 25. That's the only resistance you got up above. 25,000 and 25. That's the all-time high. That would be where your little resistance would be. It's not much, just a little. It's only kissed it. I'm trying to watch this. Let's drop back down to the ones. There it is. We're breaking that 5-minute high, aren't we? There's your 5-minute high. It would have been a nice scalp right there. I'm just a little leery. Too big of a range for my stop. Way too big of a range. And look, it pulled right back. See, I couldn't have got on the buttons fast right there. So my gut was kind of correct on that. I think we're going to sit till a 15-minute, Tim.
Okay.
Unless we get one of those all the mail ones over there on the book map. But look that tail, this tail, just in those 2 1-minute candles. Look at this range. You know, it's okay not to trade, by the way. Look at that range, 28 points in 2 1-minute candles. That's pretty big. That's what the NASDAQ is known for, but that's even a little rich for my blood. Bet the ES might be a little saner today. Said before you got on, I got a little sunburn this weekend, so I got all this red blotches and peeling going on. Had to put some tinted, Terry has some tinted lotion that's kind of like a makeup lotion, but it's a moisturizing lotion that she uses when she gets sunburned. So I had to do a little bit of that because I look gnarly on the back side of it though. But this is the morning waking up with all the peeling coming off. Let's see here. Come on, let's get a little tighter in this consolidation so we can get some sort of momentum up out of this range. But that 878 range. Drop it down to the 30s. Looking a little bit better on the 30 seconds for even faster scalp. Let's see what we got on the 15. Yeah, still developing at 15-minute candle. Couldn't get through the top of that 5, so looks like we still might have this VWAP sell-off down here in a few minutes. Still might pull back to the VWAP. VWAP is the magnet. We're at the top of the range right now. Still hadn't put the 15-minute candle in. We got about, on that 15-minute candle, we got exactly 5 minutes. So we got 5 minutes, 10 30-second candles here. We'll watch how it goes. See if we can get consolidation. Oh, it's still breaking down there. Yeah, see, you had sellers, but then you had absorption buyers, and so they came right back. So if you took that short of that breakdown right there, you just got crushed. That's what I mean. It's real whippy right now. It's not like it was even on Friday. Friday we thought it was whippy. This is bad. This is bad. This is that all-time high seeking territory where the volatility is up. And I think the VIX is in the green today. Let's take a peek. Yeah, look, the VIX up 4.6 to 16. That ain't bad though, but that still is volatility. It's up. That's just telling you people worried. VIX goes up, people worried, speculating on volatility. Like it to be below 14, right? But anything below 19 is so tradable. You get above 19, start getting crazy on the NQ, more crazy than you're seeing right now. Again, we're not even 15 minutes in, so this is not really abnormal. It's a little bigger than what we could have played in opening range play. Because of that sell-off right into the open right there. That sell-off right into the open was what invalidated the open range tighter play. Would have still worked if you'd have done it in pre-market, and I don't trade pre-market because we had no volume and come right back on you so fast, and because it's easier to manipulate the market when there's not a lot of buyers and sellers in there tug of war, so to speak, you know. Chop, chop, chop in this range. About 3 minutes to the 15-minute candle we put in place, and then we'll have our tradable range, and we can establish how much we're going to trade, how many lot sizes based on how big of the stops need to be. I don't intend on using the stops. I still just follow those rules, and because that also means it's volatile. So, but we don't ever try to let it go down and come back and all that. We simply micro scalp inside a 30-second to 1 minute candle when everything is going that direction. Right now, we're chopping and chopping, just chop, chop. Every time we get sellers advanced, then we get absorption by buyers and vice versa. Every time we get buyers advanced, we get absorption by sellers. That's how you stay in a range. That is the definition of a range. It's breaking through there before we're at the 15 minutes. So all we're doing is still just moving that upper level. We're basically increasing the 15-minute orb range. Every time we get a little up spike, and you see that green line have to go up there to meet it, that just means we're furthering the gap between the low of the 15 and the high of the 15, because 15 is not in yet. So we've got about 2 minutes. And that would have been an okay flat top breakout, but my mind has been on the gap fill play that always seems like it has to happen. And so I've been scared to take any longs, but the short's been so choppy, I haven't want to do anything. I really was hoping to break down below VWAP, because then that'd give me confirmation. We'll probably run on down and fill up some of the gap. And the gap is below VWAP right now. If you go back and look on your chart, you can see your gap. Right? Yeah. Yep. It still, if you did that break out of the previous one, it's about 22 points. I mean, it wouldn't have been a bad trade. But now we might be putting in a little bull flag. And so we see if we get a bull flag or bull pennant going here. Now this might start looking interesting. Now this is just on a 30-second chart. Let's check our 2 minute. Still might be putting in a bull flag here. Kaboom, go sideways for a little bit and get continuation up. That'd be interesting to me. Let's watch it on the 1. Don't get too excited here. All right, about a half a minute, and we'll have the 15-minute range for the whole day, and we're trading inside of it right now unless this candle takes off. If this one takes off, then we'll be extending that range. About 20 seconds here. That was actually a flag we were in, wasn't it? On the 1, look at that bull flag, kaboom. Just these tails have been too much. Which, where would your entry be? You know, had above that, above here, I guess. There's a 15-minute breakout. I did not take it. I just don't trust it, chat. I just don't trust it here. See what I mean? I couldn't have got out fast enough to catch that wick. Couldn't have got out fast enough. Let me drop down to 30s and try to catch something here. All right. Let's just see what we get here. All right. Took out a quick 900. Only need to make another 100 to be on the day. That was strictly of book maps, and that the next candle's open was above the previous candle's top close. And so when I saw that, I took it for a quick $900 scalp. So we're 16 minutes in. I don't want the video to be too long. We'll stop this video. There was the first scalp of the day, and it came at basically 16 minutes into the session. Sat on our hands, real patient. Waited for the 15-minute ORB to come in place. I did not get the first break, but I waited for this next candle to open here, and I got myself $900 right there out of that trade.